Hello. So, I just posted hella pictures of myself in all the vibes I've been over the years. Before and after tea, different styles of dress, makeup, lashes, no makeup, different haircuts, extra hair that wasn't grown out of my head, braids, all that kind of stuff. And I feel really fucking good about that. I've gone through a lot of social medias in the last few years, just going through this process of like wanting to completely cut away what I've been so I could focus on where I'm going, and having this really low vibrational feeling of completely separating myself from everything I've been before now. And coming into the space I'm in now, fully wanting and inviting and accepting everything that I have ever been and am, because I really don't actually feel separated from any of those energies I was in. I had less experience at the point in time in my life, but it really doesn't mean that that wasn't me, or that I was never authentic in any of those moments. And that's kind of what I felt for a little while there, that, this is me. This is really me. And what I was being before wasn't me. And like, that's just not 100% true. There are moments where I wasn't being me because I was, following some sort of pressure coming from somewhere, from multiple places, as to, what I should do, what I should be, what I should be doing, how I should be presenting, and if I make the decision to transition, this is how I should be presenting, and etc. And pretty much throwing all that out the window, including the pressure to, because I started to get to a point where I'm just like as physically masculine as I possibly can be, and that does not feel right to me. And in the beginning, before starting tea, I actually had this thought where what makes the most sense to me is finding a middle ground amongst everything that I've always been as a soul. Something I resonated the most with is the Native American term two-spirit, essentially saying that you have the soul of a woman and the soul of a man. While that makes the most sense to me as far as everything I've looked at, I've chosen not to label myself as anything. So that helped a lot when I started doing that sometime in 2019. But I would go back and forth and, still say I was stuff. And like, honestly, I don't even identify as trans. There's just too many different energies that are tied to all these labels. I just say that I am fluid and I'm a fluid being. And that really rings true. So, being in this space where I feel like I'm very much in the middle, how does that look for me? How does that feel? And I've been in this journey of discovering that. And I don't want to call it a gender journey because I don't identify with the word gender either. Like, I don't have gender. To me, that's like functionality. Like, you choose one because there's a function. My function is to exist however I feel, and there's a lot of options that feel right to me in different moments. So that even, I just can't fuck with that for myself. But yeah, I just wanted to share where I'm at with my journey. I hit 1 year and 4 months on testosterone last week, and tomorrow I do my tea shots on Friday. I'm going to start doing a lower dose. So I did the highest dose possible, like in my second month, in the middle of my second month, and I have been on that since. And so I'm going to lower my dose and, see how that feels. And I'm really excited. Got a Reiki healing done almost a week ago. So Saturday, and it's Friday now, so like 6 days ago. And I definitely had such a block with my feminine energy because I was so deep in hyper focusing on my masculine energy and how suppressed it was, mostly because the way that I grew up and, society and just all of those factors. There's so many. Yeah, so I feel like so many blocks that were weighing me down in terms of really expressing as fluidly as I feel, like that middle ground area, like androgyny vibe, like that is me and that feels the most me. So when I first started tea, it was very like, I'm gonna take tea and like I'm gonna transition and be as masculine as fuck, like physically, like I want that. And now I'm in this space and I'm like, I don't really feel like I want to go any further in it. Like I like the masculine energy that has externalized itself through this process. Like my voice and my bottom growth, those are things that won't reverse at all, which is lit. Like I like how low I can sing and I speak now. Like that has always resonated. I always tried to speak and sing at the bottom of my range. It wasn't until I went to college that I was like being pushed more into singing higher, and it was beautiful. And I definitely am excited to see, as I really work with the technique with my voice more, now that I know I'm not going to be like changing it anymore, to see what my voice is capable of. It really makes sense, me being able to sing and speak very much lower, like about an octave lower than I used to be able to. It makes so much sense because I was always reaching for that. And bottom growth, I just feel like my genitalia is the best of all worlds. It's not like a huge situation, but it's significantly bigger than it was, and I fuck with that. So just wanted to share where I'm at with my journey because I love to share about my reality. It's so interesting just the way that you can have an idea of something and you try it and you see, and then when you're in it, the answer really becomes a lot clearer. But only so much can be done, in the process of thinking about it and stuff. But at the end of the day, what the conclusion I came to before even starting tea, and when I first came out as gender fluid initially, I knew the way I feel right now and what I'm wanting to do and planning to do in terms of being in this middle ground. Like that makes so much fucking sense to me. And I knew then, but I had to try and see, and yeah, that first experience of testosterone really did something for me in terms of thinking of, going as far as I possibly can with tea. And then now being here and being like, oh, well, JK LMAO. It's just, yeah, it's it's a whole ride, and I'm so fucking lit that I took the leap of faith, and went out there and like did what felt best to me, and I'm just excited to continue doing fucking me, period. But yeah, I'm definitely gonna be continuing to talk about my experience and share, because I feel like it could be really helpful. If someone shared as openly as I do and I came upon them, that would have been lit for me to experience. So I think about that, and this is for little me, this is for little Kayla. But wanting to see more people who can be as open as I am and explore as freely as I do. But yeah. Stay tuned.